I hesitate to take anecdotal evidence as like final scientific conclusions, but it does seem I've eaten quite a bit of Belcampo meat, for example, and it just my body seems to respond like is less bothered by it, meaning like less inflamed. I just feel better because I mostly eat a meat diet, and it does seem to be a little bit of a difference what kind of meat I eat, where it comes from. I don't know if that's my own psychology also. I mean, there is an aspect to like when you know that the meat came from a good place and all the ways we've defined good, you feel better about it, and that has an effect, like decreased stress. So I'm a huge believer in that. Like outside of just nutrition, how you feel about the whole experience is a huge impact. But it does feel like the meat itself is actually just leading to less inflammation for me, or like less like the bloated feeling and all those negative effects that could come with meat, versus like certain other ground beef that I eat, like store-bought chicken breast or steak, all those kinds of things. My body's a little bit more works a little bit harder to process that food, it feels like. I don't know if there's science to that, but sort of anecdotally that seems to be the case.
Omega-6s are a big part of that. In the case of the beef, you eat a lot of beef.
Yes.
You love beef.
Yeah.
And so in a conventional beef product, it's a 1-to-30 ratio of omega-3s to 6s. And it can sometimes 1-to-20, 1-to-30, but that's the wrong direction. In our beef, it's as low as 1-to-1.
Wow.
So that, and the omega-6s are what's part of inflammation. Right? Now, the magic in animals is that they're incredibly efficient processors, right? And in the same way that, the body can protect us from, can process and take out tons of things that are toxic out of the environment. I mean, animals' bodies can do that too. So the beauty of meat is that it can be pretty clean. Things like Roundup and stuff don't end up in the meat. When we have antibiotics in our meat, we're not worried about getting like tetracycline from the chicken breast. What we're worried about is the workers getting tetracycline, the chicken growing faster than it should, the meat being chewier and not as high quality. But the actual antibiotics the animal's great at filtering that, right? They get that out. So you have to think about meat not as like contamination of like, oh, there's going to be some of that garbage they used in the farming in my meat. But it's the more subtle things. It's the fat ratio, it's the protein density. And there's also I think in my experience, there's just more complex flavor and things that taste more complex. This is, science backs this up. They fill you up faster. So if you're looking to limit, to eat for fullness but not eat as many calories, more complex foods are the way to do that. And that you hit your satiety, help you hit that satiety. So things like, all the key, amino acids that help you feel full, mostly from meat, right? So that's part of it, but all meats have those. Then there's other kind of micronutrients and things around that complex flavor that help you feel full faster.